Do you remember in the previous video what I discussed? I discussed about river basin, I discussed about drainage system, and I discussed about water divide. Do you remember or forgot? Do you remember now? Alright. Let's go further today in this chapter that I am going to discuss that drainage system and river system have three stages. It has three stages. First stage is upper course. First stage is upper course. Second course is middle course. And the third one is lower course. See, each river has three stages, whether it's a tributary or whether it's long, right? So each river has three stages. First one upper course, second one middle course, and the third one lower course. Let me explain through one picture that how it is. Let me explain through one picture how it is. Okay, so these three stages, let me explain through one picture. Let me just draw how the river flows, whether it's tributary or long one. Let me just explain. For example, any mountain and river is flowing. See, all the three stages I am going to explain. See the picture, then only you will come to know, right? So, for example, this is a river. Then after, you can see it flows like that. How? Let me tell you. This is source of the water. Source of water. Here it is called upper course. Here it is called upper course. And then this is called middle course. Let me first write, then let me explain. See, this is the originate of water, means source of water. From mountain water comes. Then this is upper course, after the source of water, and then middle course. From middle course, water, the flow of water will become slow. From middle course, the flow of water will become slow. And because of the sea, I have done a sign. You can see previously like a river, but after middle course, it will become like a snake. How snake moves, right? So it will become like a snake. This is called meander. This is called meander. First source of water, then upper course, then middle course, then meander, because it takes the shape of snake, snake type. So this is called meander. After meander, the river goes on the plain. See, from mountain to meander like that, and then goes on a simple plain. This is called lower course. What is called? This is called lower course. First upper course, start from, then takes the position of meander, then lower course when it comes on a plain, then after plain when it moves, it takes the triangle shape. It takes the triangle shape. It means, for example, one river, it will become tributaries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, will flow in a different place. Will flow in a different place. So take a shape of triangle and one river into 5 or 6. Then this is called delta. What is that called? Delta. When one river after lower course, it will take a triangular shape, one river into so many river and makes a triangle shape. So when it makes that triangle shape, here you will find land. In between you will find land. That land will become fertile. That land will become fertile. So that is called delta. Because after triangle, this water will meet to ocean. After that, this water will meet to ocean. So one example, Ganga river has very nice delta called Sundarban, right? Ganga river has very nice system. After lower course, it becomes triangle shape, and Ganga river has very nice delta called Sundarban. Because in Sundarban, there are Sundri trees. It is called Sundri trees. So that's why name is given Sundarban. I hope you have understood the river system, source of water, upper course and middle course. After this, let me continue. I am going to talk about, after this, I am going to talk about river patterns. I am going to talk about river patterns. Let me just write river patterns. See, first I discuss about river basin, water divide, then I discuss about that how river moves, lower course, upper course and stages of river. What I discuss? Stages of river. Now I am going to discuss river pattern. What I am going to discuss? River pattern. What is the meaning of river pattern, my dear students? The way river flows. What is the meaning of river pattern? The way river flows. In which pattern, right? In which pattern the river flows. See, every time not possible. That comes from mountain, going this way, becoming meander, going downside on the plain. No, every time not possible, right? So the way river flows, there are 4 patterns of river. How many there? 4 patterns of river. Let's understand the first pattern. Let's understand the first pattern, that we have dendritic. First pattern we have of river, dendritic. What is that called? Dendritic. Now, let me explain through picture only. Then you will come to know the definition of dendritic. See, any long river and its tributaries meet. Any long river meets with tributaries. Let me explain through one picture. See, this is a main river, right? And the tributaries of that river. So it will make, or it look like a tree. It will look like a tree. That's why this is called dendritic pattern of the river. Let me speak again. Why it is called dendritic river pattern? Because one long river and the tributaries of that river merge into one, and it looks like tree. It looks like tree. That's why it is called dendritic pattern. Understood? In a simple way, dendritic means a river pattern looks like a tree when main river and its tributaries meet with each other. Let's have second one. Let's have second one. Second one we have, that is trellis. Second one we have, that is trellis. See, why I am explaining through picture? Because you can easily remember, right? So trellis, I am talking about river pattern. I am talking about river pattern. So trellis, it means, just see, one long river and the tributaries meet with each other. So see, for example, any river flows here. Let me just show you. This dark means hard, then after soft, again hard, and here hard, then soft, then again hard. So see, any river flows from here, then cannot, this is hard rock, this is soft rock. See, this is hard rock, this is soft rock. So river cannot break the hard rock. River cannot break the hard rock. That's why it will find a way from here. It will not go this way. It will go from soft rock. It will go from soft rock, right? Then again flowing here. Here again we have dark rock means hard. So it will not go this way. Definitely it will find the direction. This way river will flow. Will not take hard rock, cannot melt hard rock, can melt soft rock, can melt soft rock. So this is called trellis. This is called trellis. First one, dendritic, it means looks like a tree, the river pattern. Second river pattern, trellis, it means when river will flow, it will not crack hard rock, it will crack soft rock. This is hard, right? This is hard and this is soft. So any river can break soft rock, cannot break hard rock, and this way will move further and it will make right angle. It will make right angle and this way river will flow called trellis. This way river will flow called trellis. Let's have third number pattern. Third number pattern we have rectangular pattern. Third number pattern we have rectangular pattern, right? So rectangular pattern we have, in that again let me show you the picture. Any river, for example here flowing, then makes a triangular shape. Any river flowing that makes a triangular shape. Why? Here rocks, then after here rocks, means every side rocks. So river will change the direction, coming from here, going in valley, going straight, then after in the form of stream another tributary will meet. In short, the main river and its tributaries make a triangular shape. One big river and its tributaries, one other river will come in the form of stream, then going further, then down. This way rectangular pattern we can say that it looks like rectangular. One main river and their tributaries. So have you understood rectangular pattern? Now see, first I talked about stages of the river, upper course, lower course and middle course. Then after I started explaining river pattern. We have 4 river pattern. First one dendritic, second one we have trellis, third one we have regular pattern, and fourth one I am going to start. That is radial pattern. Fourth one I am going to start, that is radial pattern. Let me explain again with picture. Just imagine this is a mountain. Just imagine this is a mountain and here a big glacier of snow. So if it will melt, it will go in all direction. Water will go in all direction. So we will find so many rivers or streams. This is called radial pattern in the form of water divide. See, I explained a water divide in a previous video. So this is the example of water divide. One mountain, one glacier on the mountain, on the top of the mountain, it will melt in a different direction. So this is called radial pattern. What is that called? Radial pattern. Okay. Now, after this, have you understood stages of river? Have you understood river patterns? Now I am going to start the main topic of this chapter. Let me just rub. I am going to start new topic of this chapter, that is Himalayan rivers. I am going to start new topic, that is Himalayan rivers. See, do you remember in a previous video I discussed there are 2 types of river, Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Do you remember the differences? Okay, so first I will start with Himalayan rivers. First I will start with Himalayan rivers. Let's have a look. See, generally there are three main rivers, three major rivers of Himalaya. Means originate from Himalaya. Originate from Himalaya. So which three? Sindhu, Brahmaputra, and Ganga. These three rivers are the major river of Himalayan rivers. These three rivers are the major rivers of Himalayan rivers, right? So today I am going to discuss about Sindhu river. Today I am going to discuss about Sindhu river. See, let me revise one thing. In this chapter, what was the first that I discussed? Drainage system. Second, river basin. Third, water divide. Then fourth, stages of rivers. Then patterns of rivers. Then Himalayan rivers. And in between, difference between Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. So in Himalayan rivers, the three main major rivers called Sindhu, Brahmaputra and Ganga. Out of three, today I am going to discuss about Sindhu river. Today I am going to discuss about Sindhu river system. Let me start. Sindhu river system. See, before I write, 1 minute, just let me tell you. Sindhu river system. See, before I write Sindhu river system anything, let me tell you what is the meaning of river system. Let me tell you what is the meaning of river system. River system, it means one main river and its tributaries meet. See, one main river and its tributaries meet. This whole shape is called river system. Means one river originates, tributaries meet. I explained in a previous video. Do you remember? Okay. So see, one main river, its tributaries meet. This whole shape is called river system. This whole shape is called river system. So let me start Sindhu river system. Let me start Sindhu river system. Right? So Sindhu river is one of the longest river. I am not saying longest, my dear students, because longest, Nile is longest river. Nile is longest river in the whole world. So Sindhu river is one of the longest rivers of the world. One of the longest, not longest, right? One of the longest rivers. Then Sindhu river originates from Himalaya. Then the length of this Sindhu river is 2,900 kilometers. What is the length of Sindhu river? 2,900 kilometers. One of the longest rivers, originates from Himalaya, and the length of Sindhu river is 2,900 kilometers. Right? And the another name of Sindhu river is Indus. Sindhu river is also known as Indus. It is also known as Indus. Now, let me tell you, 80% of part of this river in Pakistan. See, 80% of part of this river in Pakistan. Means only we have one part of river, right? Only we have in India one part of river. 3 part in Pakistan and 1 part in India. So, before some years, there was a problem of agreement that who will use the water of Sindhu river and who will not. So they have made an agreement. They have made an agreement that is called Sindhu. Let me write our side. That is called Sindhu Water Treaty. That is called Sindhu Water Treaty in 1960. In 1960, there was an agreement, Sindhu Water Treaty. Means who will use the water of Sindhu river, how much, there was an agreement. So, only 20% of water we can use, means Indian people can use, not all. Let me tell you. According to Water Treaty of Sindhu River in 1960 by Pakistan government and by Indian government, we can use only 20% of water. We can use only 20% of water of Sindhu River, and only in Punjab, in Haryana and in Rajasthan, especially south part. See, only these three states can use water for irrigation. They can use water for irrigation. See, which three states? Punjab, Haryana and south part of Rajasthan can use this water for irrigation. Which water? Sindhu river water. Only 20%. Means 80% water who use? Pakistani people. Right? There was an agreement called Water Treaty in 1960. Right? So, Sindhu is one of the longest river, 2,900 km long. Water Treaty in 1960, 20% water we use and 80% water Pakistani people use, and 3 part in Pakistan and 1 part only in India. Now, let me start the journey of Sindhu river from where to where. So, I am going to explain the journey of Sindhu river from where to where through map. Let me explain. Up to now I explained the common information about Sindhu river. Now through map I am going to explain the destination of Sindhu river, from where it originates and from where it goes. So see, my dear students, you have to see. Here it is Chin, in that there is a Tibet. See, Sindhu river originates from Tibet. It is located in Chin, and from here it is Mansarovar. See, from Tibet it goes to north side. Properly see, my dear students, it is general knowledge also, right? So in Tibet, from Tibet in Chin, the Sindhu river originates, then goes to north side. Here Mansarovar lake, you are very well familiar. From Mansarovar it goes upside from north to here, from north to west. Here 4 tributaries meet to Sindhu. Here 4 tributaries meet to Sindhu, means 4 rivers. See, one long river starts from Tibet, then meets 4 tributaries, means total 5. Then after it goes to India. From China, this river goes to India, where Ladakh. Ladakh is a district of Jammu Kashmir. Ladakh is a district of Jammu Kashmir. So from Tibet, China to it goes to India, where Ladakh district of Jammu Kashmir. When it goes to Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, then it moves to west side and goes in Pakistan. See, you can see blue color. After in India, when it meets with 4 tributaries, first Tibet, then Mansarovar, then goes to north to west side. Here enters in India, called Ladakh, and after Ladakh it goes to west side, and then here it goes in Pakistan. When that Sindhu river went in Pakistan, here 4 or 5 tributaries meet to Sindhu, 5. Satluj, Bias, right? Chenab, Jhelum. These 5 rivers meet to Sindhu River. So see total. First one means Sindhu River, then 4 tributaries when it is in China, then in India Ladakh, then it turns towards Pakistan. 5 rivers meet to Sindhu River, then it moves further in Pakistan, and here is the place. Here is the place all the rivers merge into one. Here is the place where all the rivers, this river, 4 tributaries, comes in Ladakh. After Ladakh comes in Baltistan. In Baltistan, 5 rivers meet, Satluj, right, Bias and Chenab and Jhelum. So these tributaries meet, and then after all the rivers merge into one place in Pakistan, this is called Mithanpur. Located in Pakistan, Mithanpur. When all the tributaries and along with Sindhu River meet to one place or merge into one place called Mithanpur, and after that it turns towards south. After that it turns towards south and went in the Arabian Sea. After that it turns towards south and then meet to Arabian Sea. This is the journey of Sindhu River. See, starts from Tibet, then comes in India, comes in Pakistan, all the river merge into one at Mithanpur, and then turns to Arabian Sea. See the journey of river from China to India, India to Pakistan, right? So we have only one part of Sindhu River and 3 parts in Pakistan. I hope you have understood. See the journey. It looks like mountain, right? Tibet to India, India to Pakistan, and the last destination Arabian Sea. See, this one of the longest river. Sindhu River is one of the longest river. You can literally see one of the longest river, right? So today I have discussed 3 stages of river. I have discussed river system. I have discussed 4 patterns of river, and the most important Sindhu River, from where it originates and where it meets. I hope you have understood. I have given some questions in worksheet. Copy down, prepare, and short questions you write answer on your own. Read, revise, and thank you. Prepare.